The future of the electric car market doesn't look promising. Market growth has slowed down, and there is an oversupply of new EVs sitting unsold on dealer lots. And news is that even used EVs are risky to buy. Why is the electric car market in such a mess? Let's find out with the 7 reasons in this video. Number 7, EV market slows down. Even though car companies like Kia and GM have happily said they sold a lot of cars in the first half of this year, the bigger picture is different. The whole market is growing more slowly, and it seems to be getting worse. We are still waiting for the official numbers for the second quarter, but we should remember that the last quarter had a big 15.2% drop. Also, the number of unsold electric vehicles at dealerships have been going up over the past few months. Because of this, we can guess that things have not improved much. After all, we can always look at Tesla and how it's doing because Tesla is the biggest company in the market. Tesla's performance gives us a good idea of how the whole market is doing. In the first quarter, Tesla had 8.5% fewer sales compared to the same time last year. April was even worse, with sales falling by 17%. Even though there have been some good changes in the last month or two, it is still not enough to make a big difference in the overall trend. The year-on-year drop was nearly 5% in the second quarter. What is very interesting is that new Teslas are not just sitting on dealer lots, but also in old mall parking lots. This is happening even though Tesla made fewer cars. In the first quarter of this year, the company, which is based in Austin, made 12.5% fewer cars than in the same quarter of 2023. This trend kept going in the second quarter, with a 14% drop in the number of cars made compared to the same time last year. Now, before we continue, if you're enjoying this video, do well to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to show your support. If you've done that, let's continue. Number 6. Used EVs are not selling. The number of new electric vehicles is always going up, but most Americans still do not buy new cars. Instead, they buy used cars with combustion engines. There are many reasons for this, but one big reason is that there are very few used electric vehicles to choose from. Hardly anyone wants to buy used electric vehicles, and for this reason, dealers do not want to sell them either. Even though the prices of used electric vehicles are often very good, their depreciation rates are very high. This means they lose value much faster than cars with combustion engines. This happens because there is almost no demand for used electric vehicles. Of course, the main reason is the battery and its condition. The battery is the most valuable part of an electric vehicle, and replacing it can be very expensive. Most people don't want to buy a used electric car because the cost of a new battery can be tens of thousands of dollars and might even be more than the value of the car itself. This is not the only reason why dealers have a hard time selling electric cars. There's also a federal tax credit for used electric vehicles that can go up to $4,000. The main problem is that selling used electric cars takes a lot of extra work, and dealers don't want to deal with it. Also, many people aren't interested in electric cars because they are not as cheap to run as they thought. High costs at public charging stations, needing to replace tires often, and low reliability are some of the main issues. Number 5. Too much market supply. Dealer lots are full of electric vehicles, and dealers are not taking new ones because they have a hard time selling the ones they already have. The number of days cars sit on lots before being sold has been at record highs in recent months, often twice as long as combustion cars and the industry average. This isn't just about a few old or unwanted models like the Jaguar I-Pace. It's a widespread issue. We're talking about the entire electric vehicle segment. In March, the market day supply was 139 days, and it went over 140 days in April. This happened even though many car makers slowed down production and deliveries of electric vehicles. We do not have the exact numbers for June and July yet, but we know that the industry average is around 79 days. Companies that focus on combustion cars and hybrids are currently doing much better and dominating the market. For example, Toyota's cars stay on the lot for about 30 days before they are sold. For Honda, it takes about 46 days. But for electric cars like the Audi Q4 e-tron, they sit on the lot for 254 days. In comparison, the Toyota RAV4, a combustion car, has a market supply of 32 days. The Honda CR-V is even better, with only 20 days on the lot. This shows why dealers are not happy selling electric cars. Number 4, not enough potential for mass market. Dealers don't want to sell electric vehicles, and they can't sell them easily either. The problem is that even though there are more electric cars available than ever before, there aren't many models that meet the needs of regular buyers. It's been said many times that the time of early adopters is finished, and now it's up to the middle class to embrace the electric revolution. The middle class is practical. They buy cars based on what they need, and right now, electric cars don't meet those needs. There are many reasons for this, but it boils down to cost effectiveness. Electric cars are still much more expensive than regular cars with combustion engines, and they don't offer enough benefits in return. Once again, we can refer to a survey by the Boston Consulting Group, which found that people interested in buying electric cars want a car that costs $50,000, can travel more than 300 miles on a charge, and recharges in less than 20 minutes. Right now, there's only one car on the market that meets all these requirements. Unfortunately, the others either aren't good enough or cost too much. This explains why many electric vehicles are sitting in dealer lots for months without being sold. Number 3, dealers don't want to lose more money on EVs. Dealers are not happy with the current situation with electric vehicles, and it's not just because of slow demand. The situation is more complicated. But to keep it simple, dealers have to put in a lot of effort and get little or no profit in return. For example, because of the slow demand, they can't add large markups like they did a few years ago. Slow demand means sellers have to work much harder to convince buyers, even more than when demand was higher. This means dealers have their money tied up in electric vehicles that sit on lots for months. Salespeople also have to spend more time and effort to earn the same or even lower commission. Also, let's not forget that many dealers make most of their profit from service, not sales. With electric vehicles, there is no easy money from oil changes and other maintenance work. Instead, dealers have to deal with the constant software updates and other problems that sometimes even the manufacturers don't know how to fix. Number 2, EV certification programs. Here's another reason why dealers either can't or don't want to sell electric cars. Many car makers like GM and Ford have started new certification programs for dealers to sell electric cars. These programs require dealers to invest in chargers, EV infrastructure, training, and more. All of this costs a lot of money, often hundreds of thousands of dollars. In Ford's case, the cost goes over $1 million. With the ongoing lack of demand, no one wants to invest so much money in such an uncertain future. Additionally, it turns out that requiring these investments is also illegal in many U.S. states. Because of these high costs and legal issues, dealers are even more hesitant to sell electric cars. Things got so bad that even the dealers who initially signed up for the program eventually backed out, so Ford had no choice but to cancel the entire program. Now, they let all dealers sell electric cars to try and boost sales, which have completely stalled. Number 1, market is leaning towards hybrids. While electric vehicle growth has slowed down completely, hybrids are becoming very popular. Last year, hybrid sales grew by nearly 70%, and in 2024, they have grown by about 45%. These impressive numbers mean that hybrids now make up over 9% of the total car market, while electric vehicles are still just a bit under 7%. There are many reasons, but they all come down to one thing. Hybrids are a much more practical choice during these transitional times. Electric vehicles are expensive and not very practical or convenient. Hybrids, especially traditional ones that charge themselves, are different. They are more affordable, often cheaper than gas-only cars. They are also efficient and convenient to use. Unlike electric vehicles, hybrids don't require a change in lifestyle. With hybrids, there is no worry about range or charging, and recent surveys even said they are the most reliable vehicles on the market. We're talking about self-charging hybrids, not plug-in hybrids, which are different. Classic hybrids are becoming more popular, and it looks like their numbers will keep going up. This will make it even harder for dealers to sell electric vehicles. Alright guys, we've come to the end of this video, and if you enjoyed it, do well to click on the like and subscribe buttons. Don't forget to check other videos on our playlist. We've got some amazing content for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.